Welcome to the Entertaining Stupid Podcast, a hobby and excuse for me and my friends to meet up and actually spend some time together. We'll ramble on and test the limits of how much time we can actually be in the same room with each other. Pull up a chair and join us. Don't worry about it. I got a new intro written up and everything like that.
Here's an intro. Go.
Hey, Rheal.
That's a new intro.
Don't worry.
So,
Don't worry
Rheal,
about
what's
it.
on your mind? Shit.
Don't worry about it.
You didn't even do introductions.
Fine,
Who's here?
fine.
Yeah, who
Yes.
are you?
No, Matt's got some girlfriend problems right now, so
Same diff.
yeah. So
up
yeah,
the home.
it's Jayson.
Let me pour out one for homie.
No, dude, booze is too expensive.
No.
Yeah,
This is
I'm
Coke
I'm
Zero,
Jayson.
Hi, Jason.
Hi.
This is like AA meeting.
That's Rheal.
Right.
That's Sylvan. I'm Christian. That's how we're gonna do it from now on.
Yeah.
Who are you, Dan?
I'm trying to represent you.
Okay, Ray, you have a story you want to tell
Don't
us.
get your expectations up.
I don't
I'm-
care.
They're,
Just tell
they're
us this
literally
fucking
sky
story.
high right now.
Literally couldn't
I've
get
never
any
been
higher.
more excited for anything.
Just
I've
tell me
never
this.
been higher than my expectations.
Just tell me this fucking story.
No, I don't want to. No, it happened today. Fucking finished work pretty early, and then I just stopped in by my bank. I was like, I just got to deposit this check before going home. Stop by my bank, deposit the check, back to my car, try to fire it up. Fucking won't start. Oh, lovely.
Your car?
Yeah, doesn't even turn over. Just straight to
Your Lexus?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Like, fuck, man, I've never even had troubles with the thing before. So, first I had my portable booster with me, so I plugged that on for a second, try it, nothing. Like, doesn't turn over, nothing. Then I call my mom, she comes over with booster cables, boost it, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like, holy shit, alright. Text my dad, and he's like, oh, if it's not boosting, like, try cleaning the connections, like your connections to your battery. I'm like, alright, fuck. So we drive home, get the toolkit, and he's got a
Scrubber?
like a
Like
scrubber
like
for
a-
the...
what's the? Why can't I
Post
think? Yeah,
scrubber.
post scrubber. Yeah.
So he's got a specific thing for that. I'm like, all right, let's fucking take the connections off, wipe them down with the towel, scrub them, back on, clean connection, absolutely nothing. Like, oh, okay, all right. So I'm at this point, I'm thinking, well, it's probably starter. But my dad's going, no, it's probably battery. Like, get the load tester and test it out. I'm like, fuck, man, I've already drove back and forth. It was on 8th Street
Oh.
at my bank, so.
Well, at least it's in a parking lot, not in the middle of the lane.
Yeah, I'm fucking stuck in traffic. Cops comes by, what's happening? Oh, fucking no, dude. Yeah, so drive home, have lunch.
Have lunch.
Because that's important.
Yeah.
Text my brother, and he wasn't working today, thank God. So he's like, yeah, okay. So he comes over to the house. We drive over there, check it out. He looks at a few things. He goes, yeah, it's probably your starter. He goes, well, I just watched a YouTube video before coming here, so we could just take it out and swap it now. I'm thinking like, fuck, what, right here? I was like, I thought I'd have to tow it home, and then we do it there. He's like, no, it should be simple. So we fucking bust out the toolkit, take out the battery, take out the airflow exchange box, big old fucking box, take the starter out, drive to Part Sources like 2 blocks away. Fucking, they had a starter on hand, a refurbished one. Back to the parking lot, install it, fires right up.
There you go.
I was like, fuck, dude, we're doing some fucking backyard mechanicking in a goddamn
How old is your
parking lot.
car?
Well, it's an 02, so 17 years now.
Okay, that's not.
So I mean, the starter going at that point
Makes sense.
makes sense.
Yeah.
But no, it's just funny to me as people are walking by to go to the bank, and we got the engine compartment open. We're taking.
Honestly, I thought
parts
this
off.
story was gonna end with it not working, like putting the starter.
No,
in
this
and then
was
not.
this was the good side of the story, where it was like a 4-hour turnaround from fucking broken in a parking lot to running.
Nice.
Well, that's pretty good for how many K are on your car?
200,000.
You got ES, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty low.
It is actually. When I bought it, it was at like 170 for like a 15-year-old car.
Damn.
So that's pretty
Wait,
low.
have you had 2 Lexuses?
Yeah.
You have.
The
I
first
knew
car I
that.
had was a 92 Lexus ES300.
That's the one I remember.
So when I was buying this one, I was like, fuck yeah, I love those cars.
Yeah.
I can't remember who I was with, but we were driving down Circle Drive going.
When we raced Max.
That was Max?
Yeah, it was Max was in his Volvo, and I was in my car,
Oh.
and we were trying to break 200 on Circle.
Oh, Jesus.
He broke 200. I hit like 190 or 185, and then I had to make my turn.
The gearing's probably not set up to get to 200.
No, but the speedometer goes that high.
Yeah, I know. The speedometer.
So does the speedometer in my truck, but it governs at 160.
Yeah.
Seriously? Oh shit.
Can you imagine just a speedometer that just goes to 160 and that's it? 'Cause usually it goes, what, 240? That's like the that's
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, 240s
especially
240s
if
are
it's,
good.
like if it's government limited, like why the fuck would it go?
It's just because it
fast?
looks nice.
I know, but I hate that because they make 0 to 50 look tiny on your speedometer.
You know what
but that's
also
the
I
most
hate? I hate
important.
going to jail for going 200 kilometers an hour on the
Well,
road.
you know, tires probably weren't speed limited for that.
Oh God, no! Oh, they're probably rotted.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I gotta go get tires tomorrow.
Well,
Winter
it's
tires?
it's getting
How's
to
it-
that point.
No, I just have a slow leak and mine are getting bald.
I would just
So
go
it's
get.
time.
Dude, go to a website and buy them online.
I was thinking of that, but I'm down for Costco.
Oh.
Like you can never go wrong with.
Well,
Costco.
there's this website. I'm gonna plug it. It's called 1010 Tires. So 1010.com or .ca or something. I bought a pair, like a set of Falcon racing
Ooh.
like street performance tires.
Nice.
$600.
What for a set of
Damn.
4?
Yeah, I got coded at ends because I get a discount
Huh.
for Michelin Pilot Sports. It was like $1,200, and I'm like, that's with my discount. I'm like, fuck that. So I was like, I need to go online. So I looked.
Are they brand new?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Do
brand
you
new.
do you get that chip with the tire as well?
What chip?
Because like mine has like my car has air pressure gauges.
Oh,
no,
sensor.
I don't have. My car doesn't have.
Okay.
speed. Yours won't either. So.
Oh god, no.
No,
I
I don't
don't
think
mind
so. Wait, no, would it?
No.
The 2002 ES might. It does have
Unless
tire
it's
pressure.
like unless it's a higher version, but I mean, everything I've looked at, there's only a base version, and it doesn't.
Okay.
Dude, mine still has a cassette player.
Well,
So, I mean-
yeah, but Lexus, man, they were.
Well,
Well, it's funny because it's a cassette player, but then it's got like your ABS, traction control, 4-wheel disc. Like
It's funny. That reminds me. I saw this this meme with this my buddy sent me because he's an Initial D fan, and there he takes a like a picture from the comic or the anime that says that guy must be human ABS, and the picture is like a rusted and rotted fender wall with someone's foot just on the tire. I chuckled. It was like 12:30 at night.
that anime had some quality lines.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
This kid's got no fear. Said exactly like that.
Multi-track.
All right. So last weekend we were all at our buddy's wedding there, and
Yeehaw.
that was interesting. That was super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Sil and I got super sloppy. I'm pretty sure Matthew did too.
Oh, Matthew was gone.
Did
Yeah.
you puke?
I don't think Matt did. I didn't. Jason for
Oh,
sure did.
yeah.
More than once.
I'm pretty sure because it was a Toonie bar. I spent $40 on there.
Holy shit.
Drank through it all, and then another friend, acquaintance, his husband, for some reason was buying everybody drinks.
Her husband.
Her husband, sorry, her
Either
husband.
way.
Her husband was buying everybody drinks, and I just remember on several occasions he's like, "So what do you got there?" I'm like, "Well, I have a rum and coke." And he's like, okay.
chap, I happen to have a rum and coke.
And then he was like, "All right." And he turns to the bartender, "Give me 2 double rum and cokes for him, and then I'll take 2 double rye and cokes for me." And that happened on several occasions. I'm pretty sure I hit 40, maybe 50 drinks throughout that night.
That
Yeah.
is outrageous.
Yeah,
that
and
is
then I just
crazy.
remember I was sitting on the table. I'm like, I'm gonna throw up. Yep, here it comes. And then just a couple times.
At the table?
No, he went to the bathroom.
Oh, okay,
Nicely
good.
done.
No, yeah. I got.
Holy
No, the first time I made it to the bathroom. Second time, I'm pretty sure I just threw up at the table.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because I remember like
In a cup?
not in a cup.
Probably just on the floor?
I kept it like I tried to keep it inside because I knew where it was. So like I spat out a little bit and I was like, nope,
Gross.
nope. And then I tried to find the garbage can that the bartenders gave me. Yeah.
I once puked in a girl's hair.
Ooh.
Nice.
Just on one hair.
I
Just
mean,
one hair?
No. In her hair.
Sounds like
It
that.
was
It's
okay.
precision
I kind of made it more grand than it actually was.
I remember I was at
a little bit when
I was at
it was a little just chunk that went. I was like,
I was
oh.
I was at Winston's. We were drinking with my cousin. I remember drinking and finishing
Puked
up.
on your cousin?
No. I was like, all right,
Your cousin puked on you?
we're good to go. We're getting our bills and everything like that. And like I had the pint glass in my hand. I'm like, nope. And I threw up into the pint glass. I sat it down on the table. I'm like, I'm so sorry about this. I tipped her an extra $50 because of it.
Because all she had to do was, oh, gross.
I just felt so bad about it, man.
Like, I just remember when you mentioned the bathroom. I think that was after the
It's
ceremony or
yeah.
something. Everyone was in the bathroom. I'm
yeah.
pretty sure it was Dan was just
Oh.
chirping from inside the stall.
Yeah.
Oh, he
Dan-
was taking a shit. And
Yeah,
I
he
don't
was
know,
taking
it's
shit
just
and
like-
he just wouldn't stop talking. And
Oh
Steph
my
was just like,
God.
Dan, shut up. There's like 10 people in here. We're all trying to take a piss. Shut up.
That was actually really funny because when I was at Cody's wedding at the exact same place, there's a video of all like 4 dudes who are taking a piss at the stalls, but their pants are all the way down. and then all of a sudden I walk out of the stall and I didn't know they were filming. I just go. I guess you can't. People listening can't see what I'm doing, but I was just like, then I look at the camera, like didn't know the camera was there.
So like, oh, this is
I
so
was like-
pre-recorded. You're like, what the?
I was just like, oh, and I kept walking.
All right.
What a
Another
weird
thing,
sight.
another thing I loved about that wedding there was the ceremony was held right there.
Yeah.
30 minutes. They did.
Was
their
it
vows.
inside?
Yeah, it was inside.
Oh, okay, yeah, it was
because it was
fucking
cloudy,
freezing that
yeah,
night,
so-
or
yeah.
that day.
But like 30 minutes, they said their vows. They the minister. No, it wasn't a minister. No, it was
JP
justice.
probably?
Yeah, justice of the
Yeah.
peace. He did his little spiel and stuff like that, and they got the rings, kissed, and got out of there. And you know what? That's probably one of the fastest weddings, like ceremony wise, I've ever seen.
Well, yeah, but you're also Asian, and you have to go through those Chinese
No,
weddings. Though.
no. Most
Welcome
like
to
the
our
Chinese weddings,
13-step
like
process.
Yeah.
the Chinese weddings, I understand, but like the Christian weddings that I go to, like
Oh,
I
God.
I honestly thought they were
Yes,
like
oh,
like
God.
the bride.
Usually with a little more enthusiasm.
Like I kind of thought when they first announced that they were getting like they were engaged in an agreement, I thought the bride would want like a big church wedding just from how I know her and that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Catholic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is she? I don't know.
I don't
Just say
know.
kind of.
I mean, like, there's
I guess
the full on.
there is a spectrum now.
Yeah, and like I thought it was gonna be like a big church wedding kind of thing, and like the last one I went to,
so
the
low on the
the service was like an hour long, and I almost fucking passed
Okay,
out.
I've
out of
never
boredom.
actually been to like a Catholic
are
wedding. Though. I guess this will tie in nicely later, but
Oh, really?
no,
really?
I've never
No.
been to a Catholic wedding.
How many weddings have you been to?
Like 4.
Oh shit.
Okay.
So
Okay.
like,
You got experience.
I mean, yeah. Ray, your sister got married at
Ah.
a church. At a church, right? Was
Yes.
it like a big thing? Like,
that Holy Spirit or what?
Yeah, I was at Holy Spirit. So
guessing.
like a good sized church.
Yeah.
From what I remember, we just went in. I don't remember it clearly, but I'm gonna say it was about like the priest was there, like the usual priest that does the sermons in the churches and all that. I think what we probably did was just like one reading that was relevant to marriage, and maybe he gave a small sermon just talking about like marriage and being together and being
Faithfulness.
faithful. Yeah, like, and that's a good thing with Holy Spirit is every priest that they've had who does the sermons, like they've never been the real fucking fire brimstone, follow the
Yeah.
Bible, rules, blah blah blah. A lot of them make it like real relevant to like modern day shit, and it's just like, hey, smartphones, they're awesome, they're great. Maybe try not to spend too much time, like usual shit like that. So
The way you
But yeah.
explained that, it sounded like a comedian who like really butchered his joke.
yeah,
like a
That's
Jewish comedian. He's like, hey,
What's about smartphones?
not the balls, ah.
Oy vey.
the old priest comedian.
Yeah.
We're moving towards.
Okay, 'cause, like-
but no, it was like I won't say it was a full fucking long ass church wedding or whatever, but it just had minor church aspect to it. But it was like more official. I'd say.
Okay, and I think that's sort of what's happening more and more with a lot of like our friends and just sort of people like us nowadays. It's less like big religious ceremonies and just like short little gatherings or like a party essentially, right?
Well, half the people are drunk by the time they get to the ceremony.
Yeah.
No,
No, that's
I
hey,
was like
That is
60.
before the ceremony.
Yeah.
No, that's true
Depending
for
on what
us.
time.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Like,
the last wedding I went to with my family,
well,
mid ceremony, you could hear in the back of the church.
Okay, what kind of wedding was
come
it?
on,
Oh,
dude.
No,
that
it was
Seriously?
in the church.
Are you
like,
serious?
oh yeah.
Oh.
Because I've been to a couple weddings where maybe I've been to more than 4, but I was like at a barn and I was sitting on hay bales, which is not good for me, but that's besides the point. But like then if you hear someone cracking a beer in the back, that's just funny.
Yeah.
But the back of a church, it's like have some fucking restraint.
Yeah.
I don't know who
Or
it
get a
was.
flask. I don't know.
Don't know who it was. But like it echoed
No,
because
you
it's
mean
a church.
you mean like not everyone turned around at once and just looked at the person?
I don't know. Like everybody turned around, but like probably only like the people in the back 3 rows to be able to actually see who it was.
No. It
You
was
just you just hear him sliding it into like the plastic helmets.
like too far.
Yeah.
He's got like the chug cup.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking it's like, and someone goes, "Grandma."
Or everyone's like turning around watching him and he's just like putting it in really slow while just staring
Yeah.
at everybody. It's like
Yeah,
making
yeah,
this really
just
loud
slowly-
squeaking noise.
slowly inserts, and you hear him like slurping as he tries to get the air out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, everyone's
Thank
just
you for
saying.
that, Rheal.
Yeah, thanks, Rheal.
than it looked. Oh.
And you know that's what I loved about that ceremony, and like I think people are sort of tending to trend away from, like, they'll have their ceremonies at the church and stuff like that, but most of the time it's either a justice of the peace or, like, it's not like the big sort of extravagant religious kind of shit.
Well, I
'Cause
don't want to go down this line, but it's just like, isn't that kind of how it's all following with just going to church in general?
I have no clue. I've never gone. No,
Well-
that's a lie. I've gone to church a couple of times, but that's because the girl I was seeing at the time sort of made me do it.
Going to church for that ass.
Yeah. Ooh.
That sounds backwards.
Have you guys seen American Pie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck. What's the one guy tries to sleep with that super religious girl or something
Wait,
like
which
that?
one? With first one?
Yeah, the first one. The
She's
guy that
super religious.
before, because it's the one that was omitted from American Wedding. The
Jim, that guy, that girl,
well,
the foreign girl.
not the foreign girl. Fuck.
Did you have sex with the pie?
Yeah.
Was
Give
it?
me one
Is it
second.
Stifler trying to?
No, it wasn't Stifler. It was.
Wow, I have no recollection of that part. I just remember boobs from that movie. That's probably.
I mean, that's
what I
honestly
watched
what
it
it was.
There was
and
something.
that dude trying to watch a
Oz.
porn,
That's who
a
it is.
porn tape.
Yeah.
And what?
Oz is trying to bang like the super religious girl or something like that, and like he was sitting there at the table like all dressed up, super fancy, meeting the girl's family for the first time or whatever, and they're like all preachy and stuff like that.
Wasn't he eating her out?
Something like I think eventually, but like they were sitting there, and the brother was like sitting there like, the fuck are you trying to do? You're not gonna get into that.
Oh no.
And like that was all my friends at that point in time. It's like, what the fuck are you doing, Jason? Get out! That you're getting nowhere near that. And I'm like, I want to try.
You know what?
Sometimes those girls are-
I'd feel bad though. Like if a girl's like, I don't want to have sexual marriage, and you're like, yeah, you do. Like, no, like you don't want to make them do. No, I'm not talking about you trying to like, get in there, but I'm just like saying in general. It's just like, you know, if a girl's like, yeah, like I just kind of want to
Like,
wait. I'm like, oh.
I have like I understand that. Like I have some friends who are like super religious, like super Catholic, and like waiting
Are
to
No.
Oh.
waiting to waiting till marriage and that kind of stuff.
You
and
watch
like,
anime, right?
like
Filthy heathen.
when they get into like a somewhat serious relationship with someone else who's very much on their level, like I just see that they rush through their relationship super quick to get to that marriage and then that point, and I'm sitting there going, slow the fuck down. Like
Oh,
I've seen it from like what they meet and they're married like 6 months later.
Okay, that's ridiculous.
And-
Unless you're like in your 30s. And then,
Yeah.
and then if you like want to like have kids, because I worked with a guy who like he got married when he was like 31 and she was like 33, so and they have two kids now, so it's like they think they knew each other for like 8 months.
But
And
it's one of those like, all right, the clock.
Yeah,
is
you
ticking.
well not that, but also I think you know what you want a lot quicker from like experience. So it's like okay, if you know if you found it, and you're both like have stable kind of jobs already, so it's not like there's that risk I think in your 20s where your lives could go either way.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But that was just like super quick, and like from like we meet, we get married so they can do the deed and stuff like that. And I just feel like you know, that kind of stuff is like super pushing like a strain on a relationship. Like
Fuck, I'm jealous. That'd be sweet. Like honestly, like if I could meet someone and like just have it be there and like 6
Well,
months
if,
later,
if
sure.
it works, yeah. Like if
it
it
works,
works,
it's
like
not-
the person.
it's
in the
not
back of my
socially
mind,
acceptable.
yeah, in the back of my mind, I'm sitting there going, slow your roll, get to know each other, because like you're just at this point rushing to have sex.
Well, yeah,
and-
so that's what I was thinking. It's just like they put these limitations, so they want to jump past everything to get to that point where it's like if you can, like they ban living together, where it's like if you live together, okay, I really get to know this person.
That
when I
is
live with them.
fucking crazy. That I think that is crazy because that goes back to what Holy Cross's rules were for teachers.
What?
If you unless you're married, you can't live with like a person of like the if you're dating someone. Okay, this is a real rule. I'm trying to word this properly. So if I'm a teacher at Holy Cross or in the Catholic system and I have a girlfriend that's living with me, that's not allowed.
The school is telling you.
Well,
can't do
the
that.
system, yeah, like
the school board, yeah.
So that because I can't remember where I heard this,
No
but
way.
if the school, say if you're a substitute teacher, in the Catholic system, and they phone for, like, say me, my girlfriend can't pick up the phone.
Right.
They have to be married to them. Like, it's fucked.
That is insane.
But there are a couple teachers that you know.
Well, could you
Flirt
start
that
saying
line
like,
One of
like-
our teachers was living in a basement suite with some chick, so
Yeah.
you know.
So yeah, it's like, what if you're like, okay, they're a roommate or they're in the basement suite.
I
I'm
think
in the
if it's a
upstairs
romantic
suite.
relationship, if it's not like that's just my roommate, you know.
Like, no, it's just casual banging.
Yeah, that's
There's
definitely
nothing
yeah. That the
romantic
Catholic
there.
church is like, oh yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah,
that's
that's cool,
that's,
man.
that's cool.
Catholic.
You too?
As long as you're not
principal's, like,
wearing a condom, that's
tight.
okay. So,
Fucking counselor.
oh, God.
Shit, yeah, that was my point with that, where it's just like you really get to know someone, especially when you live together.
Yeah,
like that
yeah, and like
fucking
I've seen
clear everything up.
yeah, like they meet, they're engaged, they get married at like 6 months, and that's like the first time she moves in with him. I'm like,
nah,
what?
Nah,
That's like really pushing.
nah.
it.
I think it's like test driving a car. Not even test driving a car. It's like buying a car sight unseen and
Sometimes it works.
well, you know what? I'm not.
I think there's a like, especially in that case, there's a lot of resentment, like maybe 20, 30 years down the line.
For what?
I don't know that they're
Or just like what ifs kind of thing, probably.
Oh, what if I've
like,
slept with like 10 other people?
What if I just lived elsewhere?
yeah, and then like,
No.
yeah, well, I mean, like, I think in a lot of those cases, it's like, hey, let's have kids to try and fix this marriage, and like,
Ooh,
yeah, that's
Yeah,
never a
that's
good
like
idea.
Oh, no,
the
that's-
biggest mistake to make.
yeah, Sylvan would know that.
Yeah, you know, me and all my kids.
It's 13 kids,
I'm practically your child.
all named Sylvan.
I'm very disappointed in you.
Wait, does that okay, like you know how like line of succession, like if you name your kid Sylvan, he'd be Sylvan Jr., and then he names his kid, that'd be Sylvan III, right? What if you named all, like, you had 13 kids and you named them all Sylvan? What happens then? Are they all juniors? Or
Would they
like
start getting referenced.
They're
by
going to
the
be
middle
Sylvan
name?
Prime
Ooh.
and the rest.
Sylvan.
No, wait, I'm Sylvan,
Sylvan,
Prime.
Dose and Trace.
I was
Quattro.
thinking like, or like the
Roman numerals.
Omega, Alpha, Beta,
Oh God.
or no, maybe not that one.
Like
Go for the
phonetic alphabet.
yeah, that one.
Alpha, Bravo, Charlie.
Yeah, go
Delta,
that
Echo.
way.
all
Bravo,
the
Charlie.
yeah,
Stop it.
all the military talk there.
What's G for that one?
Gulf.
Okay.
What's
Yeah.
H?
Hotel.
Hotel, yeah.
Yeah. No, I was trying
What's
to think of
after
G
H?
words, and I was like,
I
George.
is
Indigo or
Indigo.
India? No, India.
India?
There's two phonetic alphabets, and I don't know which one's
Why
which.
would there be
Okay.
two? It's supposed to solve everything.
Because I like
Fuck.
certain letters have multiple words associated with them.
No, but that's the point. Is there should be one.
There should
that
be one.
Everybody knows. Figure it out.
What's
Yeah.
J?
Juliet.
It should be Django. That makes me way more sense.
I
What if
mean,
you
for
spelled
you,
Django
yeah.
With a G?
No, nobody spells
No one
Django.
spells
Someone
Django with
fucked
a
up.
G.
No one's.
All right.
Is that D?
All right.
Like
Let's,
da-
let's,
like
Django.
Like no.
Oh,
Like
Django.
the Django, but with a D.
The
Right?
D is silent.
Yeah, the D song.
yeah, but like,
It's a pop culture.
well, I
reference.
just want to move on for like with all that kind of stuff, like, cause like, when I was little, my grandfather thought it would be somewhat of a good idea to try and set, you know, like a prearranged situation up.
Free range children.
Prearranged, no marriage.
Grain-fed children.
Cause like
Farm
that's
reared.
I'm sorry. This is like.
that's
too-
part of
this is
Asian
funny.
cultures, the whole prearranged
So we get
marriage
better
kind of
milk.
thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then like my parents were like super against. My grandfather was like, okay, I'll step back. But like yeah, at some point, my grandfather went up to one of his friends and like sort of like came to terms and agreed that I would marry his granddaughter.
Is she hot? Okay,
Yeah,
that's like the first thing you have to.
Legitimate question.
It is
Yeah,
a legitimate
but, like,
question.
In a
but, like,
canoe.
That's the only time that an arranged marriage is ever a good idea. That's the first question you have to ask. Is she hot?
Yeah.
yeah, and then like
Unfortunately.
it's just
I think there's a couple other questions you could probably ask as
Like
well.
what?
Who are these people?
Oh,
Why are you in my house?
no.
do I need to be wearing
Okay,
pants?
So what happened with this?
My grandfather said, or my parents
Should
said
I
no,
wait?
like fuck that shit. And
Are they in town here?
yeah, they're still in town and stuff like that.
Did you see a picture of her?
I mean,
speak
like
with her
this was like
Are you
right
dating?
after I was born.
Oh,
Are you
what?
Facebooking
Oh,
right
now?
yeah. I'm pretty sure that's not right. That's not legal.
Well,
Is
hey,
it legal?
What's
whatever.
it,
They
arranged
he
marriages?
tried to set something up, and like
Wait,
like
are they legal?
prearranged?
I think if you try to marry like a 25-year-old to like a 13-year-old, that's definitely not
that-
like
yeah.
if you try to
Well,
like
yeah.
put them in like to be wed, that's not allowed. I don't think. I would
That's
think
more of a
fun.
child bride situation there.
Yeah, okay, that is against the rules. I was
But,
gonna
like-
say, can you do that thing where it's like you're married to them, but you obviously don't consummate the marriage until they're
don't
of
think
age?
so.
No, they have to be of legal age to get married.
That makes sense.
It was like 16, isn't it?
It depends on
Well,
the
that's
feel
place.
like
do
it's
we have
some
the Juliet
old
laws
age.
in Canada?
Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
So basically, if you're like, what, 19? No,
No,
if you're
it's within like a range. So if it's a 16-year-old and an 18-year-old, it's like okay, they're pretty close in range.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of more
Yeah.
acceptable than a 16-year-old and a 25-year-old. It's like all right,
Which
this is getting.
they're both idiots because that's way too young.
Oh,
anyway.
yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, but it's not even for marriage. I think it's also just for like sex.
Oh,
Relationship.
oh, is that what that law is called?
Romeo and Juliet.
I just
yeah.
what I've heard it called. I don't know.
Oh,
if
I
that's
was
a
thinking
technical
legal
term.
consent or age of consent.
No,
Well,
the age
there's
of consent is. Yeah.
But it's like that's weird.
No, because like
at
if you were
18
technically
Well-
at 18 you're considered an adult, right?
Wait.
Yeah.
I figured it out.
Okay.
Yeah, so 18 you're an adult, so you can have sex with anybody, no matter the age. But when it's like if it's a 14 and a
No
15,
matter the age.
hey man,
Hey.
you do you.
No, that's not what I
think
meant.
he was asking for a
Oh
little
wait,
under
above
that.
18. Okay, anyone above 18 with anyone above 18. Okay.
In
All
a
right.
consensual.
If it's like a
Yeah.
14-year-old and a 15-year-old in a physical relationship, they're like, okay, they're both minors, but it's that Romeo Juliet where it's like, okay,
Yeah,
They're,
yeah.
they're both minor, but like the Romeo and Juliet, I think also applies if you're 18 and then you have sex with a 16-year-old, right?
Oh.
Technically, if her parents pursue, you can be charged with statutory rape because you,
can,
are an
yeah.
adult.
Hmm.
But the courts can rule in favor of the Romeo and Juliet statute, which means that you're close enough in range.
Where it's
age
not
group
considered completely
I
inappropriate.
think I
Yeah.
read something on that where this guy started dating this girl. He was 17, she was 15, 16? 15. And then when he turned 18, she was 16. Her parents, who didn't like him, pursued legal action, and that law actually saved him because there was previous
Oh,
thing. Because when they started dating, they were both minors.
right.
Yeah.
How do you prove that someone had sex?
I mean, there's the whole
there's
there's
a
the
bunch of-
medical there's the medical one and the
Well,
reason.
don't you have to still have something in there to prove
Yeah.
if you did?
I mean, like, isn't it like 95% of the time you when you bust through you bust through?
Bust through what? What is
No,
this,
no,
a
no,
Kool-Aid
like,
guy?
No, the
Just
hymen.
because If she doesn't have a hymen, that doesn't prove you had sex with her.
Yeah, like basically, I think there is a certain time limit from when like sex happened to when it can no longer be proven.
That's like a rape kit, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's no.
What if you use a
definitive-
condom? Because that's all based on like fluids,
Maybe if
right?
there's some remnants
I have
of
no-
DNA left in.
No,
I
not
don't
no.
know.
Maybe it's not DNA.
But I'm
well,
sure
and
there's
you
a
know,
time
like
limit.
a condom's got lubricant on it. You should be able to detect.
Where's Dan when you need him? I bet he'd be able to answer all
Yeah.
these.
Probably.
He decided to sit this one out.
I think you're right. There's probably a time limit on it, so they
Yeah.
have to be like, you just had sex, didn't you? to
Knocking-
the hospital with you.
knocking on the door, like boot fucking the door
in the
open.
middle of. They open the door, you're banging, you just look them in
You
the eye.
bang,
They're
you
like,
can-
you can't prove nothing.
As you're jumping out the window.
Snapping a picture of your ass. You're like, hey man, you could have found that on the internet.
That could have been anyone's ass in that window.
Excuse me, I posted that on Instagram 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
It got flagged and taken down.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, just trying to bring it back to like a more simpler terms, because like
Which
Christian, like I've been to a couple
Christian,
Indian
yes,
weddings,
you should
and
stop
like, they're
having
like
sex.
I've never been to an Indian
Really?
wedding. I've never
Really?
been to an
Okay.
Indian wedding.
Okay,
No,
like
I don't-
they're
my
like
dad doesn't even
they're
like
like
people.
big, extravagant. Like
Oh, I know what
fucking
they are.
parties.
I've
Yeah,
just never been there.
yeah. You think you'd want something like that?
Fuck no, I'm a half Indian. Like there's my name's Christian. there's no purpose for that.
Okay.
The only Indian thing I would do is cook maybe some food, but I don't need to go through that.
All right.
I was just thinking
You
on
guys?
that. Do you kind of connect with the Indian side at all? Or
Yeah, I mean, like since my dad is from there and stuff, like I know, and I've taken like university classes on Southeast Asia and India, so I know the culture and know stuff like that. But I mean, I don't speak the language. I've never been there, so I don't know. It's like
Do you feel kind of like that's a loss, or it's just kind of whatever?
it's kind of whatever. It's so funny because like in the States, there's people who are like mixed have such an identity crisis. Like kids specifically who are half black and half white. There's like been books written on it that they don't feel and the black people don't include them, and then the white people don't like them, kind of thing. But it's
Right.
like nobody gives a fuck up here
Yeah.
in Canada.
for the
People
most
just
part.
think I'm like white or some kind of
Yeah.
Spanish, so it doesn't.
People just think I'm half retarded, and they're right.
but
No, but that's why I always wonder. It's like people are always talking about culture and their background. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, they don't. it's like, oh, they've lost connection with their like French side or this side. And it's like, yeah, but at this point we're just Canadian.
Yeah.
is what I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
finding.
Okay.
we're all a mix of
Okay,
something.
Ray, I know, going to church and that kind of stuff was super important for you as a
Back
kid.
in the day.
Yeah, back in the day. Now, if you were to get married and your parents sort of push for a big church wedding kind of thing, how would you feel about that?
It would kind of depend on her side as well. Like if both sides were pushing for a Catholic wedding, yeah, we'd probably do some, again, like a minor. Probably like
Not like an hour-long
no,
ceremony,
not
but
the
like
full, never the full, fuck the full. But probably similar to what Deal did. But honestly, if I had my way, I think I'd be more like what Connor did, or just even fucking at like your backyard or something.
yeah,
Get
just
the
have
minister-
Just
a
a courthouse
Dude.
wedding.
Backyard weddings are so fucking expensive.
Are they?
Yeah.
Wow.
to get that to get like the licensing and everything, all that
and
kind
you
of
have
stuff.
you have to buy special insurance.
What?
Yeah, my
Yeah.
sister got married in my grandma's backyard, and it was like a $90,000 wedding.
What? Are you fucking kidding?
Yeah, because they had the tent for the one night was like $10,000 alone, and then you
Whoa,
got
I
booze
can
and
buy a
catering
fucking-
and special stuff, and then
Fucking a tart for like $40 from
Yeah.
Canadian Tire.
yeah, this
Okay,
wedding.
wait. So, if you just said, all right, we're gonna have a big party in my backyard, and there might be a minister of the justice there to marry me, do you need a license? Like, why do you need a license to get?
Look, the
Well,
city
you-
needs
yeah.
to zone
I do
everything
not
just so that
understand
you know what I
Insurance,
think.
special
Yeah.
insurance, because a lot of these
Yeah.
venues come with all those already, and they're included. Like,
What do you need insurance for?
If someone
if
gets hurt,
yeah, if someone, it was on their.
Dude, we have Christmas parties every fucking
I
year.
know, but like,
If someone gets hurt, we laugh.
But
at
also,
them.
see,
like,
there's
yeah.
like there have been cases where what is it? I think it was just recently a hockey player was holding a party in his backyard, and one of the girls accidentally stepped into like the fire pit or something like that, and like got a minor third or second degree burn or something.
Minor third degree burn.
It was like no, it was
third. You can see
yeah.
bone.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No. I think it might have been like first or second degree thing, and like she came back, like she was invited to this party and showed up for it all, and she got this burn on her, and she comes back and sues the hockey player for like $2 million
In Canada
is-
or in the States?
in Canada.
Absolute
Yeah.
bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
Yeah,
But
I'm with Ray on that one.
But the thing about my sister's wedding is that my grandma's house backs the river, so there's like this like cliff that goes like not like straight down, but down enough that you probably couldn't get back up really in the dark. So I'm sure
okay.
that. And then they had to rent special like outside toilets because nobody was using the toilets inside the house because
They didn't want them.
grandma said no.
Yeah.
So like
Okay.
just like a lot of
Okay.
stuff.
Could you? I wonder. Well, again, it all depends on whether it's just like family or friends or whatever. But so you could just do like a fucking go down to the courtroom, get the official thing done, go have a big party, and just
Yeah.
do like a minor
Yeah, you can
pretend
do that.
ceremony.
Yeah.
Hey y'all, whip a ring at your face.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, theoretically, yes, but I don't think she'd go for it.
We're doing things different, Silver.
depends.
But
Okay,
That's
and then at that point, it's less of a religious thing doing that big church wedding. It's more about family.
Yeah, it's more about appeasing the family. Where it's like, okay, we're not doing. That would be. I'd have to talk with the parents. Where it's like, do you actually want the whole church shebang? Like, do you want it official, or do you more just want the family presence?
Yeah,
the
because I think
effect of
in my case, it's again more family tradition rather than an actual religious thing. Yeah.
It would probably be that for me too. My grandma would be very upset, but I don't speak with her much.
So,
But-
So fuck her.
Pretty much, yeah. But like, I don't think my aunts and uncles
Whip a
and
ring in her
parents, like,
face.
I don't think they
Oh.
would care. Even though like, a lot of them are like very Catholic, but they just don't care. Like,
See-
it's the greatest part.
yeah. So like, did you find everyone just kind of like over time just slowly?
No, like
stopped
my
to-
aunts and uncles, they still go to church regularly, but like they're not like forcing their kids like you have to come to church. Like there's no say. It's like you, like whether you find God or not, that's fine. Like I'll
your
pray
thing.
for you, but like that's not for me to force on you. It's
I love people like that.
Beautiful.
Like
Amen.
the way I think about religion is a drug. Okay, if you're super into it, sure, fine, cool. Just don't start pushing it on other people.
That's why I have such a problem with these far left neo-Marxists
oh
who
yeah.
just
there was a lot of words in that.
neo-Marxism. Sorry, like the far left, like the it's
the opposite
neo-Marxism-
of the alt right.
yeah.
So
Like
communism.
if you say like the
to the-
people who usually get really offended about things,
Okay, where it's just like you didn't use the proper pronouns. Or,
Yeah, people are freaking out about the Joker right now because I didn't really read the article, but people are freaking out that it's too violent, so don't go see it. It's going to promote killing people, and it's like, fuck off.
Have you
it's a
seen
movie.
Deadpool?
Yeah.
John Wick?
Like it's just like,
R.
but anyway, this is also clickbait shit. But
Yeah.
but a lot of this neo-Marxist is based on like hate for the patriarchy, like the male patriarch presence within like government and establishments and stuff like that. So it's just, so it's those are the kind of people that like just freak out about everything,
right? Where it's they're
and they push it on you. That's what I mean. Like they oh, this is right. This is the way you're supposed to be.
See, and that's the thing about Canada I love. Like you, Ray, were raised with like somewhat religious parents and stuff like that, and like they don't care what you do forward. Because
it's interesting how
and and I think that's just going to continue on with the generations and generations. Like if you find God and you want to go super into religion or something like that, cool. You know, I'm into my stuff, you're into your stuff, and that's honestly what I love. Because like you'll do some things to appease your parents, right?
Of course.
Right, just you'll show up at church while you're
I'll
so
show up
young
to the
and stuff
wedding.
like that.
Show up to the family food
and that kind of stuff. And I think that's what I like about us being here in Canada is that you have the ability to decide on what you sort of believe in and what you want to follow and that kind of stuff. We're not
freedom.
Yeah, we're not. You're not being brainwashed into like falling into this shit hardcore.
Oh, dude, I was at my parents' house today, and my mom was watching NBC News. Have you heard of the shit going on in Western China?
Oh yeah, fuck.
Oh, these like they have like there's this small ethnic group of Muslims, and they're putting them in concentration camps. And,
well, they
like,
call them re-education
that's
camps.
official, right?
That's true.
They're
And-
forced against their will.
Haven't those re-education camps been going on for
quite some time?
Yeah, but I guess this is the first time I've heard of it. There's just so much shit in the world.
It's been on for quite some time, and like the UN has, I think someone from the UN released a report that actively says, hey, China is harvesting organs from prisoners. Yeah.
So see, that's what I would never got. It's like, okay, say China has this problem with this minor
ethnic group.
Yeah, it's just like we don't like these guys. Okay, why don't you just like ship them somewhere else or move them somewhere else, not just prison them, kill them.
I don't know. It's
if they try to push them somewhere else, it becomes a diplomatic problem.
Becomes an international problem.
It becomes an international problem.
Yeah.
See, that's what was
that's
it?
the thing about communism. It's
I
about
was-
control of everybody within
like
the state.
I was who was it? I was talking to someone about this whole Hong Kong shebang going on right now. But like what they said was that as long as China keeps all their problems internal, no one can tell them what to do because it is amongst their people. Yeah. The moment that they do something to someone else outside of their borders, that becomes grounds for essentially world war.
Yeah.
Right. So as long as China can be doing all of this shitty stuff to its own people, and everything like that, but you know what? Everyone else in the world is going to go, hey, don't do that. But you know what? I'm not going to press you on it because if I do, I can cause a world war.
Well, that's pretty much how World War II kind of started, because Germany was doing its own thing, and then he decided to go take Austria, and then Chamberlain
Poland,
and
then
UK was like, hey, that's as far as you go. If you go any further, then this is gonna be a problem. Then you fucking did and took Poland, and that's how everything started. So I mean, that's like a lot of places,
and I mean, I get it. Like I get their point.
Yeah,
it sucks.
It's awful.
It's crazy. They're taking these like little kids who are like in kindergarten and brainwashing them to allegiance to the Communist Party and stuff like that. And it's just like, holy shit!
Yeah.
Like they let NBC News in there with they invited them. Oh yeah, they let him in there, but it was super staged, like to make it look like they're having fun.
It's like when you go when you cross into North Korea, everything's super staged.
Like
it has to be.
You're only allowed to take pictures where they tell you you're allowed to take pictures.
That's like my favorite when it's, okay, the boss is coming. We got to clean this place up before he arrives on Tuesday at 6 p.m. And you're like, why the fuck do you tell us this? Why don't you just show up one day in the middle of a work day and you're like, oh, this is how things are run?
Oh, dude, if to do that in China, there's no way.
No, not in China. I mean, like, here.
Oh, here. Oh, okay.
Because the boss doesn't want to see it run like shit.
I know, and it's so stupid. It's like,
if
we're all
he
gonna
doesn't,
fucking...
if he doesn't see it run like shit, it's not being run like shit.
What was it? Yeah. Hey,
Still problems.
Ignorance is bliss.
That's like
Exactly.
that whole also that Saudi Arabia thing. The way they're treating their women, they don't allow people in, but You
Yeah.
can't do much from the outside.
Well, no, there's like a lot of those Middle Eastern countries, like back in like the '60s, everyone was like very
like,
Americanized, and then all of a sudden the very big Islam wave hit.
that was not even just Islam wave, a radical Islam, like basically you could say it was like the extreme of Islam.
yeah, but a lot of it had to do with the Americans.
Yeah,
And
that is true.
it just
The Americans sort of
sticking
push,
their fingers in
yeah.
there. If you
push
look
their
at
way
a
in.
picture of Damascus from the 1970s, it's fucking beautiful.
Oh, God.
And life was prosperous.
Like,
Same with
like,
Iran.
Iran, like
Actually,
you know,
Tehran
women,
is actually not bad. It's actually
women were like in bikinis, men were in shorts and stuff like that, all the way down on the beaches and stuff like that, and now everyone is like super religious into their burqas and everything like that, and it's just like, whoo.
It's a response to, I don't know, to turmoil, to
I don't know.
invasion. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, like that's what religion is mostly about, right? Everybody finds solace in religions in times of turmoil.
I don't know, but like when you said burqa, there was something I read not too long ago, and it was basically like a bunch of like Christians shitting on like Muslim people because like how dare like you can't make her wear that, blah 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 blah. But it's like, but like that's what it says in the Quran, and if you actually read the Bible, that's what you're supposed to wear. Because like, you think nuns dress like that because it's a fashion statement? No, they wear the head coverings because that's what the Lord asks of them. If you actually read your Bible that you so claim to be a big part of your life, you would know this.
I think it goes like simpler than that. I think it's don't tell other people what they should and shouldn't wear.
Yeah.
I guess. Like I get a lot of viewpoints like from France and them banning it because it becomes a national security threat.
Yeah.
Because
Well, didn't
people
Quebec
have
try
tried.
that too?
What?
Didn't Quebec try that?
I think
too?
they- I
Or they
think-
are currently.
I
doing?
think so.
They're trying to, yeah. Because Quebec likes to try and ban a whole like religious.
They want to ban Canada.
True, but like they've
Go
banned
Quebec.
religious symbols from like the government in general because like they took down the cross that was in
which
the.
I'm okay with that. It's like, why the fuck do we have a cross on?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
personally, I think religion and state should be completely separate. They should
Yeah,
never,
exactly.
never.
I mean, that
intertwine
goes
at all.
way back to even the American the Declaration.
Yeah.
Well, no,
like
that goes down to the Magna Carta.
Jay-Z's album. That was a good one. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. What is? I can't remember what that was. It was something.
Oh,
about
that was
human rights.
that was also a separation of.
UK.
No. Magna Carta was separating the king from power. Sorry.
I don't remember. I remember talking about it once, but
Yeah, but whatever. But like yeah, separate those two because like when you have religious fanatics deciding, laws and stuff like that, you get a whole lot of things down like, Alabama and
Roll Tide.
the Alabama.
Just Alabama.
Just like the
Just
Bible Belt.
Mississippi.
This is
where-
what
Oh, the
happens,
Bible
you
Belt.
guys.
Like when you have strong Christian people like in there, like
but it's not even just Christian. It's just like
Conservative.
Yeah. Just,
They kind of took over the Christian
That's
idea.
that's funny. It reminded me of a story. So my dad and I went down to Nebraska like 2 or 3 years ago for a football game. Because long story short, he met someone who had tickets and they had a tailgating party and stuff. And so my dad's way darker than me, obviously. And we were there hanging out, drinking beer and stuff. And then the one lady, she's probably like in her 50s or something. She looks at me and my dad and goes like, "You guys like roommates or something?" just because we're like he's a little darker than me and like, oh, this can't be, if he's gonna have a kid, it's probably like, with another Indian person. So why is he, And then when I got introduced to like one of the guy's sons, he's like a little bit younger than me, and he was like super confused, like looking at my dad, looking at me, like, oh, it's Sanj, his son. He's like, what? Like you can see the
Sanj
kid.
and his son Christian.
That's the thing. Living in Canada, it's like you see this all the time.
Man,
but when
white
you go
people
down
love
there,
banging other
I don't think I saw
Everybody
one
loves
colored
banging
person
everybody.
in Lincoln, Nebraska, except on the football field.
Yeah, but that's Lincoln, Nebraska.
I know, and
which
it was-
is like one of the whitest places you could ever visit.
I know, and it
That's
was
funny.
really funny.
It's like being in Nashville, Tennessee. Like it's white people for.
You know what? There's probably a lot of like black musicians though, or musicians.
Yeah,
That'd be-
Nashville is called Music City, not just because of country music. There's a large blues presence, so there's quite a few
I
black
was,
people. in Nashville.
I was thinking blues more. You go a little more south in like New Orleans.
Yeah, but Music City
didn't,
has
like,
everything.
start
In,
there?
like
I still want to go to
it started
Nashville.
in like the South.
All right.
That'd
Well,
be
what about
alright.
like? Okay. Sorry. Let me rephrase it. Instead of Nashville, Tennessee, it's like Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah, that on the other hand,
Mobile?
Yeah, Mobile, Alabama. That's a city.
Oh god.
I don't know. Charlton, Vermont.
Vermont's pretty white.
I mean that's
the
a different type of white though. That's like snooty white though. Vermont?
White?
Like
Vermont
New
white.
Hampshire or something.
There's a difference between white and Vermont white. It's like a new shade of white.
I mean, like if you take a white family from Mobile, Alabama, and compare it to a white family in Vermont, there's quite a bit of a difference there.
Dude, I'm white and I'm confused.
There's a title. I'm white and confused.
White and confused. Story of my
All the
life,
time, man.
Oh,
They told me I was supposed to have privilege. I'd like some privilege, please.
can you imagine some crazy presidential candidate being like, "I'm gonna crest white strip this whole fucking country."
I mean, I would laugh, but then I'd be like, hey, wait a minute. That's not okay.
The company crest would come on and be like, "You guys know,
We have no
We are not
affiliation.
affiliated at all.
Please stop." Well, it's like that Nickelback thing that's happening right now. That's
What is
funny.
what's
What is going on with
So
Nickelback?
the president made a meme, and it was like,
my
look at this
God.
photograph.
The president, as in
like,
the United
like Donald Trump.
made a
posted a tweet,
A tweet
tweeted a
of,
meme.
of like a picture. I think it was
Look this
of the Chad Kroger holding the picture in that.
It's the
Oh,
music
look
video.
at that
Look at this
graph.
photograph.
And then
Oh,
it's
yeah,
I don't know. I
And
didn't
the
see the
photograph
original
is
one.
Joe Biden's son, and then what is supposedly where is he?
Ukrainian.
Ukraine?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ukrainian
that
oil executive. Which I don't know if they proved it was or not. I don't know. But anyways, so that's the photograph just supposed to say yes, they are doing
he's
shit.
he's in deep shit for trying to coerce other political leaders to.
He admitted it on live TV.
He's like, no, I never said that in the phone call. And then 2 days later, he's like, yeah, I said that in the phone call.
Yeah,
And
when the
everyone's like,
the reports came out and everything's like, yeah, no, that's what he said, and he was like, no, I did it. You know what?
Oh, Donald Trump, you're
looking
fucking
up?
hilarious. Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Back on topic. Nickelback copyright striked the picture because it used their likeness and they don't want to be affiliated. So now you go to that tweet and it just says
copyright
media has been
strike.
removed due to copyright
'Kay.
infringement.
So Nickelback copyright striked the president of the United States.
Okay, check this out.
That's some ball and shit.
Okay, I'm just gonna show you this quick video.
Is it? Yeah.
I don't know. I just saw that.
That's a great meme. Yeah, look at this graph. But like,
Dude, think of all the
what is it?
potential.
I think he was playing
at
like
this
Guns N' Roses
giraffe.
or something like that during his initial
Oh,
presidential
yeah.
run, and they were like, yeah, no, stop it. We don't want you playing our music like at these campaigns,
They're also Canadians. So.
stuff like that. So
Guns
it's
N'
like-
Roses?
What? Oh, Guns N' Roses.
yeah, it was
Yeah,
like
well,
Guns N'
Nickelback
Roses. It was-
Nickelback still.
No. It was like Guns N' Roses or something like that. And like
We see that's the thing. As soon as a band, especially as big as Guns N' Roses, is affiliated with a political side, they alienate the the other half.
yeah. And
Well,
you
they
know-
just want to stay
Hey,
neutral.
you know,
and especially with the states, like they're
mean, their
very
song-
paradoxical with like what party you follow. Like you're basically at war with the other one.
Yeah.
Which is kind of
So
stupid.
Nickelback
It is.
song "Go Go Conservatives."
Yeah. I'm just
I'm joking.
I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for either the impeachment news or he resigns.
Oh,
news.
dude, it's
Oh,
not gonna
man.
happen. It's this. This news
What a
source.
shit
Actually,
show.
actually,
now
no,
that he's admitted it,
Well-
like there doesn't even have to be a hearing anymore.
No, they have all the evidence, but I think they have to get it through the Republican
Yeah, which is
House
the
or something.
Yeah,
or whatever
yeah.
they have.
And you know what?
Shit's fucked.
I'm gonna pee.
Go
You
ahead.
guys can keep talking about American
it's-
politics.
It's like
I mean, it's about the equivalent of taking a piss. So.
hey, we have our own election coming up here soon.
Yep.
Did you hear about the Sing thing?
No,
No, it's just some. I think it was the
I heard about
Oh, it
the
was a-
American Canadian thing.
Sheer.
Yeah,
He's renouncing his American
Uh,
citizenship.
He's in the process of
Yeah.
renouncing his.
Oh, I was so busy, I forgot to get around to it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't see why it's a big deal, but no, the
I
other
think
one
it's
is,
just because he's an American, technically an American, and
Oh,
running
would
for-
they do the same thing to what's his face that came in? They're like, oh, he's just visiting because he lived in America forever, and then he
Yeah.
came to try to be prime minister.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Whatever.
Anyways, no, it's the guy from the PPC. PPC.
Yeah, the People's Party or whatever of Canada.
Yeah. So one of their people riding, he posted a picture of a cartoon, and it was just like a split the vote little cartoon, whatever. But it showed Singh, and his turban, and in the turban was a bomb. And they're like, "Oh, I didn't see that there. Whoops, didn't notice that." Fuck, dude. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what I understand. Like, especially with like there's so much shit. Like, I'll leave Trump out of it because he does deliberately to like rise his fan base, because like that's exactly what makes him popular. But like every other like political scandal like that, it's just like, do you not have like an editor or like an assistant to like proofread your shit?
The PPC, they probably don't, because they're like a brand.
They're brand new.
party.
Yeah.
So that guy's probably doing.
Okay, what's
it
this
solo.
whole deal with Andrew Scheer being American?
So he's got American citizenship,
Is
and
his
everyone's
parent American
all
or something?
Yeah,
Huh?
his dad.
yeah, everyone's all up in arms about, hey, he's an American running for.
He's not
Prime
American.
Minister.
He was born here, wasn't he? He's
Well-
born in Ottawa or some shit, right?
I don't know.
I like that's just people nitpicking at news to try and take him down a couple pegs.
No, I was saying it's the same thing that happened to, I can't remember his name, but there's the one guy who was running for prime minister a couple elections ago, and they're like, "Oh, he's just visiting because he was living in America, then he came to Canada to run for prime
Jean
minister."
Chrétien.
Was it Chrétien?
No, it wasn't.
No, fuck you.
I don't know.
No, but
that
he's-
guy's so
he's-
fucking old. Is he still alive?
No, it was a really familiar name though. Like when they were talking about him, it's like, "Oh, it's this guy." Yeah.
Like a celebrity?
No, it wasn't a celebrity. He was a political dude.
I only
Or
know
he
the
was-
people who win. I never know that. I never remember the
Fuck,
candidates.
yeah, no one knows anyways. But no, I'm just saying it was similar to that, where the whole campaign was they called it "He's just visiting." 'cause he's
He was just
American.
visiting for 27 years.
Well, no, I think he was. Well, I'm sure he was in Canada a lot, but he was living in America at the time, and then came over to run for.
Was
prime
he like
minister.
Stephen Harper's opponent or something?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Whoever. I'm
Look,
guessing whoever ran the
when
anyways.
party.
when
It was- I
time
think it
comes,
was an
it
effective-
just becomes all attack
Oh
ads.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just another point of attack. But I think that one was pretty effective because it did. Hit
It's
him
super
pretty
effective.
hard. Super
Oh, I
effective. He
mean,
was
like,
tight.
what was our last one? He's just what Trudeau was like. Everyone was stacking Trudeau. He's just not ready for it all because
Nice
he's.
hair though.
Yeah. Fuck.
He does have nice hair, though.
He's
He
such
does.
a
Oh my
moron.
god, I love that thing. Especially my grandma. My grandma kept saying, she's like, "He's so young, though. He's so young." I looked it up. I was like,
He's like in his 40s.
He was 4 years younger than Harper. I
Yeah.
was like, "You
Oh,
love
really?
Harper." He's too young. No, he just looks young because Harper looks fucking old.
Prime
Harper-
Minister,
yeah.
steal your girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old Man Winter.
Fucking all those pictures.
All
of
those,
girls
like,
in
oh my
Miranda.
God.
Oh,
Just admiring the
Like
crap
that
out
whole.
of him.
So
Oh my.
good.
That whole. Okay, I don't like
wasn't one of
Trudeau's.
them like Trump?
It was no, it was Melania,
I
and then
know,
it was
but-
Trump.
Yeah.
It was
There's one of
Ivanka.
Trump looking
It's
over
basically
it.
the whole Trump
The
family.
whole Trump family, and then there was Emma Watson at the UN
Emma
summit.
Watson.
There was,
Wait, what are you
and-
talking? What is this?
Like there's a big meme going around about Trudeau.
I think
I
it
have to
died
look this
down
up. I have
quite
to
a
look
lot.
Oh
this
yeah,
up.
that was back in the
it was
day.
Oh, yeah,
it was
I
somewhat of
wanna
a
look at
meme,
Playboy.
but like he was known as Mr. Steal Your Girl
Prime
because
Minister
like
Steal Your
Prime
Girl.
Minister
Oh,
Steal
because
Your
all the
Girl.
wives are looking at him. Or
Because
something?
all the-
He's
like-
and like the women in
he's
politics.
not even that good looking.
Dude, he's so good.
Like-
Compared to every other
Prime
person in
yeah,
politics.
That's like when you have a hot teacher at school, but you put her outside of school, not so much.
Yeah. Yeah, but like,
But
like
in
it
school.
was,
Hot
just
damn.
it was just all the photos from like all the meetings and stuff like that, where it's like him talking and like you see all these girls who are like admiring him from like
Oh god.
But
behind.
the best
and
one
stuff
is
like
they
that.
do like a girl, and then it'd be like Trump looking over at Justin Trudeau. And you're
Oh
like,
my god. Okay, what is it?
Yeah, and like
Oh.
it's just stupid memes like that.
Ivanka Trump. I bet fucking Trudeau or Trump was jealous of that one.
Yeah.
Holy fucking sicko. Okay, side note: how many Coke Zeros is too much?
Never.
I thought that was the whole point. Is there zero?
I guess.
Are
so.
you are you
Pers-
afraid of like diabetes or something like that?
This is Coke Zero, so it's got no sugar, but
Okay,
like
wait. They have no sugar, no calories, but they still have caffeine.
caffeine.
That was my
yeah,
problem. And then you go to the only one is caffeine free.
This is
still has sugar
calorie
in.
free. It has aspartame. For some reason, I don't know.
Yeah,
Well,
but
is
if you don't
drinking-
want sugar, caffeine, or calories, why are you drinking Coke?
I like the
that's a
taste
good
of it.
point. Well, no, it was
Well,
just
I mean,
because
yeah.
I didn't want the caffeine because you're drinking late at night, like as mix.
I have no problem drinking like
Actually, yeah, no, you have a
27
good
beer,
point.
but when
You
it
have a
comes
good
to drinking Coke Zero and have three,
I-
Have a vodka and water.
fuck it.
I don't want to.
vodka cranberry.
Anyway, what about this whole Justin Trudeau fucking the brown face?
How do you
yeah.
feel about that?
I wasn't
Christian?
offended. I was
Okay.
like,
I mean, you're the brownest.
Okay.
here, so
yeah,
yeah.
I wasn't offended. Like, when I saw what years those photos were from, I was like, okay, this was like 2002. That was acceptable back then. And I don't think he.
Was it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was nobody gave a shit back then. Like maybe someone went, like tisk tisk, but like it wasn't like someone screaming on the.
Yeah, I don't think
on the
it
far
became
left.
like a super bit like because like I remember going to university. You remember Ray walking down through the arts building right around Halloween time?
What did I do?
You
And
remember
what
the
didn't
post?
you do?
remember the posters on
Oh yeah.
on the
Fuck
wall about
that shit.
cultural
What were the posters?
appropriation? There were posters like, "This is not a costume," and it's like someone dressed in like a kimono or like
Or Native American, like with the
headdress and stuff
headdress.
like that.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
there was like
Like,
all
like,
these
this is
things
being
and stuff like
racist.
yeah, and like I was sitting there going, okay, like I saw like the Kwipe House, like the Asian stuff, and like I'm like, I'm not offended about that. They're like dressing up like if they're sitting around, like prancing around like doing an Asian accent all throughout the fucking night and mocking me,
Yeah.
then I'd be offended. But like if they dress up like that because they like it,
Oh, hello.
Yeah, if they did that,
Yeah.
fuck, that would be.
there was
Actually, I found
there was one
this meme.
Halloween in high school. I dressed up as the guy from City Walk, and I was doing that shit all day long.
See, but you're
Check that
allowed
out.
to because
Have you
you're
seen that?
Asian.
You haven't seen that?
Oh, that's
pretty good.
Have you
great.
seen that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Fuck, that's funny.
And like I was like, I remember just like me and you walking down the arts tunnel there and just seeing that shit and like, I mean, I
fuck
like
you.
some people I can
Yeah.
see how people can find some things, being offended about it. But
Someone
like, if
from
they're
Holy
not
Cross got,
if they're not
got sent home.
if they're not actively mocking you
When we
about
were
it,
in high school?
For what?
I'm
For
not gonna. I'm
Halloween?
not gonna say the name.
No, but what
No,
did they dress
but-
up as?
As a nun, do you remember that?
No.
Was it a sexy
Yeah,
nun?
was it-
No, it was like a legit nun because
Wait,
there was a no cross dressing rule.
Oh.
I remember being in math help with Mr. fucking Reverend, and then so and so walked by the door and he's like, "Hey, come here," and he's like, "What are you dressed as?" He's like, "As a nun." He's like, "You can't do that." He's like, "Oh, didn't think it was a big deal." He's like, "Yeah, you need to go home and change."
Dude, I just go home and not come back.
Yeah.
Probably, but yeah.
No, actually, similar to that was one time I wore one of my brother's T-shirts and it was like an alien. I think he was smoking weed, but it's hard to tell. So, anyway, something about it would have been offensive to Holy Cross, and it's like I was walking around walking around the school being like, "Oh, someone's gonna call me out." No one ever fucking called me out except for the last period, and it was a cool teacher, like one of the younger guys. And I was like, "Oh, this guy never would." And then he calls me out. I was like, "Dude, I would never expect from you." But he's like, "Yeah, you're not allowed to wear that shirt." And I was like,
you were the chosen one.
no, and it's funny because I stared at him. I was like, "Did you want me to take it off?" And I think what he thought was I would go and change my shirt. What I was gonna do was just strip my shirt.
Oh
in
my God, you
class
should've-
and just been like sit there shirtless the whole class. So I was like, "Do you want me to take it off?" And I'm fucking daring him, and he just looks at me, and goes, "Nah, just don't wear it again." I was like, "Fuck, dude."
I wanted to
wanted
make
to-
a scene.
I wanted
All
to
right,
prove a point.
you
here.
guys went to the Catholic school system there. Like,
Yeah.
how much of a pressure was Catholicism throughout your?
It was well, I mean, as far as like you have to do Christian ethics, that's probably as forceful as it
yeah.
gets.
And like you
Yeah,
have to
you're
go
right.
like you have to attend like the like when they have like the
The
Then,
church.
like, the
Yeah,
Is
but
it once a year?
no like there was masses, but like you had to like you had to just be there, like you
which
didn't
was
have to pay
fine because we
attention.
didn't have to do schoolwork.
Exactly, like
And I was stoked.
but like when you could go to like confession and or you could just
That was
sit there
that was
in
optional.
quiet.
That was optional.
The confession was optional.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
used to go
but
to
no,
the-
yeah.
But you still
Yeah,
had to
how
be there.
often would
I
we
wasn't
do
allowed
that?
to leave.
How often did we do that?
I think
Once a year.
Like
It was
once a year.
During
Oh, okay, yeah.
reconciliation, whenever
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is.
yeah.
I don't know.
Or like, didn't we? Or was that elementary school or high school? And we do a big march to the fucking church.
that was high school. That
Was
was
high
what you
school?
did the confession. It was in the chapel.
I
thought
remember-
We did
I
it
me-
in high school.
We did it in
Cross.
the theater.
Yeah, we did it in the theater, and they brought priests there.
Yeah.
They
did
brought
it
the
one
priests
time.
to us.
But going to Catholic school, like it's if you have a sense of humor, you can like have fun with it. Like for that same Halloween, I put a yarmulke on my head.
How'd that go?
One of the teachers stopped me. She's like, "What is that?" I think she knew what it was, and I was like, "Oh, I'm a cardinal." I was just wearing normal clothes, but we had a yarmulke on, and told her I was a cardinal. She's like, "Oh, okay."
Nice. I'm trying to remember. Did we have morning prayers every morning?
Yeah, before every
Yeah.
fucking class.
Not every.
I
class.
swear, it depends
Not
on the
every-
teacher.
Yeah, it depends on the
Because
teacher.
again, Mr. Reverend would do it all the time.
Well, Reverend.
I know.
But
But it was like a short or just like a.
It was like a why can't I think of the fucking prayer, the normal
Hail
one?
Mary,
No,
Our
Hail Mary,
Father.
Our Father.
Okay.
yeah,
It was
So
just
an
Our
All
Father.
it was
Like,
it was
what
like
the fuck's the point?
before like the morning announcements.
Okay.
I remember being a Mr. This is a Mr. Reverend podcast. I remember being in his math class and doing it, and he was just staring at this one girl's tits because they were just fucking out. Like she was wearing some kind of tank top, and her tits were just fucking out and like pushed up and everything. And I'm watching him. And then as soon as it ends, she fucking tells her to go to the principal's office and to talk to him about your dress.
Oh yeah, you were just staring to make sure she'd be.
That happened a couple times when I was in class, where it was specifically like a Christian ethics class mostly, where someone was wearing something and then they fucking got sent.
But was it always the same teacher or just any
No, it
Christian
was like
ethics?
different. It was the other one was Mr. Sakura. He told someone to go to.
I mean, I guess if it's real blatant, we just only had what's his face?
was it in French? You
Yeah.
did Christian
Yeah.
ethics in French?
Yeah, so I barely
Mandatory.
understood what was happening.
See, that's the funny thing. I think we've talked about this before, but like the whole French thing at Holy Cross was always cut off.
Oh yeah,
like,
we were a separate fucking.
like I knew of most people in the English class, but I didn't know anyone. Like
No.
we
Oh,
go
that's
to
the
parties
thing.
and I'd be like, I know you go to Cross, but
Oh, dude, we graduated. I'm looking around, going, "Who the fuck?"
Oh,
are
hey,
these
I mean,
people?
I went to public school and I graduated with like 500 people. I'm sitting there going, I thought I knew my graduating class. No.
see, like by grade 12, I was like, okay, I know who you are, and 90% of them, I was like, I don't like you.
I've heard of him.
Like, no, I don't like you. I don't like you. I
No,
don't like you. You're cool.
Okay, I
Fuck
mean,
you,
like,
fuck you.
going to
fucked you.
going to a Catholic school. Was there any sort of like bigger emphasis on like Lent, Easter?
Oh,
or-
yeah.
those.
Yeah.
The first thing that came to mind was Advent. Remember those binders they'd pass around, and someone have to read like a verse out of it. Remember
Yep.
the duotangs, the purple duotangs that had
Every class had them.
They had
What? Really?
Do you not remember these?
during
No?
Advent. Yeah,
What?
this was during Advent. Or
Every class.
Like some teachers wouldn't pass it around and make like a student read. They would just read.
it was like at
Okay.
least one of the classes, probably like a homeroom or
Okay,
I
wait,
remember doing it
Advent's
in
like
English.
A week or a month?
Advent
It's a
was
whole
like
month.
it's a
Yeah.
whole month leading
It's
up
a
to
whole
Christmas.
Rheal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you not remember being a kid and getting an Advent calendar and getting a chocolate every day?
I thought that was a Christmas calendar.
That's what that is.
It's-
An Advent calendar is a Christmas calendar.
Yeah.
Fuck, I've lost all of my
And you know what?
church
There's
knowledge.
the adult ones where you get a beer every day.
Okay,
a
wait,
different type of
Advent
beer.
is church?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or you know,
Advent?
you could just be an adult and have a beer.
You don't remember the purple and white candles that they all like lead up to?
Oh,
Remember
I kind
that?
of remember
you-
that.
Like that would
I just
happen a
don't
lot.
remember the class
every day. Like they wouldn't make the student read like the ones I remember.
Yeah.
They would make the student come up and light the candle while the teacher would read the passage
Yeah.
or whatever.
We
Or
did that
we'd
in
have to read
class.
it.
In
Yeah.
high school.
In high school.
Yep.
Which class?
I remember Max almost lit the whole fucking class on fire
That makes sense.
Why? What happened?
because he didn't put the match out.
Oh.
I feel like that was maybe on purpose.
Maybe
Because-
I don't know.
Because like I have some religious friends and they're talking about like the holidays and stuff like that, and they're like Shrove Tuesday and Ash Wednesday. I'm like,
Shrove.
Shrove.
the fuck
I
is
know
all
Ash
this stuff?
Shrove.
Shrove Tuesday I think is I have to like
What is
Taco
that word?
Tuesday?
Shrove. Sounds like Shrek.
The only
He is
one I-
love. He is love.
Shrek. Yeah.
The only know is
Shrek
Ash
Tuesday,
Wednesday,
Tuesday.
and then there's the no meat.
Shrove
Fridays.
Tuesday is the day
Oh.
before Ash Wednesday.
What the fuck's the point? Do you pre-ash? Do you fire? Do
Do you
Yeah,
blaze?
Pre-ash.
you
It-
blaze? We
it's-
blaze, and then Ash
Oh,
Wednesday
no,
is when it's out?
Ash Wednesday starts Lent. Shrove Tuesday is like a sort of a feast celebration
Oh,
in
Fat
it.
Tuesday.
No, that's Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras.
Well, can we just have more?
Although
Fat
I think that
Tuesdays?
is actually
A thing.
no, that's what
Shrove.
Shrove Tuesday is.
It's supposed to
is-
be like
yeah,
you sin a
because
lot
Mardi
to get
Gras
ready
is
for.
is in French. It's Mardi Gras. It's Fat Tuesday,
Yeah,
and that started in like the French communities in like
because you were going
Like-
into fasting, right?
Yeah.
because like you were giving up everything you wanted.
You're giving up.
Like-
yeah.
like
everything.
whatever you decided was
Yeah.
was,
So
was
you
your
give
vice.
up chocolate on Fat Tuesday.
You fucking you went
mad.
hard on that shit, and then it just turned into a massive party because most people gave up booze,
Okay, wait. So that's funny how we're. What a
and now
stupid
it's all about
society.
beads and titties, and I'm okay
Yeah.
with it.
No, but it's just like as a society, we're like, all right, we're gonna give something up for a month. So the day before, we better fucking binge hard. And you're like, no, that defeats every purpose of all of this. You
That's
fucked up.
that's like when people are gonna go for those gastric bypasses and then they eat all this fried chicken and shit before the night before the
I
surgery.
think you're missing the point here.
I don't even think you're supposed to eat before surgery.
No, you're not supposed to eat before surgery.
You're gonna go get a lung transplant. Just I'm just gonna hack this dirt real quick.
Yeah, it's
maybe
like, have
10
you
of
ever
them.
smoked? No, but I'm gonna smoke an entire pack just before.
Yeah, they're getting thrown out anyway.
I'm getting freshies.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And yeah, like was there big emphasis on like Easter and that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
No, I'm sure we did a lot more like
Oh yeah,
prayers
because
shit over the intercom.
fuck Palm Thursday. Is that what that's called?
Oh yeah, Palm. With
Oh
the
God, you guys have a
PSALM.
two.
Psalm.
You have a Tuesday. You have a Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
And
Jesus
No,
Christ.
Good
Ash
Friday.
Wednesday is
Good Friday
Ash
missing-
Wednesday's in
you're missing-
February.
You're
Easter
missing a
Sunday.
Saturday,
Easter
Easter
Sunday.
Sunday. You're missing a Saturday,
whole week,
and
man.
you're
It's
missing
a
a
whole
Monday
fucking-
and a
Yeah, but
Monday
nobody
and a
likes Mondays.
Saturday. Yeah.
Garfield Monday.
God.
Can we have?
No, yeah, it was yeah, there was those celebration things, but I mean, I don't know. A lot of it was just you just feel it in the air all the time. That's why I wanted to go to I wanted to go to Bowman, I think, because it was just not because of that specifically, but it would have been easier. I think I was more stoked that you could wear hats in class.
Yeah, public school. Yeah.
That really made the difference.
Yeah,
for you.
honestly. Well, I knew some
You
people from
fucking
Bowman,
represent.
but I was just kind of the whole Catholic thing was a little much. Like I remember in Christian ethics, one of the teachers telling us that contraception was like a slap in the face to God. That was legit.
Was it
That's
the?
what he said. I'm not gonna say his fucking name.
No. But okay, it wasn't that person that comes on to teach sex ed.
No,
'Cause she was nuts.
She was nuts. She
She
said
was
if you.
fucking
She
nuts.
said if you.
That was not sex ed. That was
That was
the
ranting.
Catholic sex ed.
Yeah, that
Uh,
was.
See, in my sex ed, I remember the teacher showed us how to put a condom on a banana.
Oh god,
several
that's like
times.
that would
we
fucking
never got
happen.
that.
No,
Oh, no.
it's called if you watch any kind of pornography, it's a slippery slope to hell. That is a direct quote. Oh yeah, that's what she told us. She said if you watch porn, it's gonna be a road to hell.
Okay, the only part.
If that were true, me and the devil are fucking close.
yeah, no, we're broke. No, the only part I remember from her thing was she's like, "You young people and this new thing of eating ass." It's like,
She
wait,
said that?
Yeah, and
Oh,
so
yeah.
she's like,
Back-
"You go.
that
you
was
have a nice
before
wait,
it
wait,
became
wait,
a
wait, wait,
meme.
No,
I skipped I think every single class that had her.
Had her- yeah, no, she was. I remember specifically. She's talking about that. And she's like, "You go, you have a nice dinner, you have a great date, and then you finish off with dessert of ass." And I'm like sitting there in class, like, "Holy shit, dude!"
What fucking TV show you've been watching? Nobody does that.
Hey, she jumped on the train before it became a fucking meme.
You want to?
alright?
Preempted that shit.
She came to my elementary because you guys went to that French elementary school, right? Did you?
I went to the French one.
Well, you went to the full French.
I went to like the hardcore.
Yeah.
The one with Max, right? Yeah, and you went to where? You went to St. Matthew.
St. Thomas until they kicked the French kids out.
Oh, okay. Either way, so you probably would have had the
Alright.
same teacher in elementary school, right?
Okay.
For sex ed?
Yeah.
I
French
lost
you did?
audio on Ray's and Sill's mics.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What do we do?
You guys continue talking. I'm gonna try and bring it back.
It sounds like it's just me talking now.
Yeah, we can just hold up.
I'm pretty
Oh
sure
no!
at this
There we
point.
go. There we go. I
meow,
fixed
meow,
it.
meow,
We're
meow,
good.
meow,
It's
meow,
the old
meow.
IT trick of have you
Unplug
tried?
it and plug it back
Yeah.
in.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Do you have a hammer?
Alright. Oh, yeah,
No, but I
but-
remember her telling this story. I remember I was in the 7th grade, I think, and she said she talked about her and her husband, and they only held hands ever before they got married, and then the first time they ever kissed was when they got married. And I was like, even when I was in grade 7, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like that isn't
You
that,
are
that's
out
not
of your
right.
goddamn mind.
You were-
And you're
I-
still together?
I didn't ask, but she talked about how like people used to call her a dyke in high school, which I don't remember what the purpose of telling us that was. It didn't make
'Cause
any
she's
sense.
pure.
Because she's
Yeah.
still
Okay,
upset about it.
Jason,
Thanks
you
for
have the
fear.
internet handy.
Yeah.
Can you look up if Teen Aid in Saskatoon is still a thing?
Teen Aid.
Because I do not believe it is still relevant.
Teen Aid.
Kids are getting all their sex education from fucking
Oh.
Netflix and Pornhub.
Yeah,
I mean, they've all seen Game of Thrones. I'm pretty sure they know how it works.
Oh no!
I was
Oh
good.
no!
I remember my dad talked to me
Ooh,
about like 14, 15. He's like, "So, do we need to have the talk?" I'm like, "Nah, dude, we're good." He's like, "All right."
I know more than you.
I have a website here.
Really?
Teen Aid, Saskatchewan.
Lol.
Look at the diversity picture.
That's
Oh,
on the other
yeah,
side of
look
the
at that
table
picture.
from me.
Oh, there's only one Indian person.
And it gives us information. Scholarship.
Yeah.
So they
They
seem
have
to be active.
scholarships.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have scholarships. Give me
If
one
you have
second
no
here.
sex, you get a scholarship.
Oh man, Ray,
Stay
Ray's-
chast. Stay
Ray's
chast
right
for like
there.
20 years till you meet your wife. You get a check in the mail for
No, they are-
$45.
They are still active
Worth
because
it.
the winners of 2018,
You guys are getting
2019.
They're still active.
You guys
Yeah.
are getting
You're
paid.
getting paid?
Where's the team? Does this
Turns out I'm just a loser.
Right here,
I'm
right
a
here.
teen
This is
or
this is
sex
the
ed,
winners of the scholarship.
intern.
First place got $1,000. Second place.
What's okay? No, what's the
Longest cum shot or
the
what?
parameters of the scholarship? What's the,
is offering
God, that is
scholarships,
some
raising
power.
rate of
We
increase
have
in
an
scholarship
Olympics.
funds. Involves writing a speech
The
about
Teenage
chastity.
Olympics.
Okay, guys. To qualify for the scholarship, first place gets $1,000. Second place gets $500. Third place gets $30. So first place,
$30?
no,
What a
$300.
drop.
Thanks for showing up.
$300. Sorry.
Wow.
So basically, first place gets enough money to cover their first semester's worth of textbooks.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
Yeah, you have to write you have to
Submit a PhD thesis.
You have to write a speech about chastity.
All from Holy Cross.
All from Holy Cross. Yep.
We should just get an incel to write a fucking speech. I have not had sex because women won't let me.
So Ray,
They all think I'm disgusting.
Ray,
And the people at sex ed are like,
I get ghosted.
women,
tried to have sex, but she's a lesbian.
women only want men with big penises and with money and that treat them horribly.
I would, you know what? It'd be funny. I would like to enter that. I would enter it and then do what Ron Swanson did when he tried to get a permit to kill a pig in the park.
Oh yeah. It's like, you don't have a permit to do this here, and it's like, yes, I do, sir. This just is a piece of paper that I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, mine would say chastity's bullshit. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Sex feels great. But
You just walk up to the podium. Attention, everyone. Have you had sex?
yeah, there's no way those girls are not getting.
I
from the-
can't.
Wait.
I
but
saw
no,
them.
that's
No,
the
no,
thing,
no,
though.
no.
Is sometimes
The one on the right was kind of cute, but she's in high school, so I shouldn't say that.
No, sometimes
You can say
Christian
cute.
girls-
You can say cute.
She's cute. She's got potential. She's
got future potential.
yeah, like, you know, girls like 18. It's like, yeah, you're gonna grow into yourself. You're gonna be cute.
You're gonna
when
figure
like,
out-
when you're like 26. You're gonna look good.
Just
don't fuck it up.
man. Back in high school,
Yeah.
I didn't know what the fuck I was doing with grooming and that kind of shit. It was
I
just
still
all
don't
over
know
the
what the
place.
fuck I'm doing.
Have you seen his?
You want to see
seen
my
his
puke?
ass hair? It's like when Miss Judd was just like, that was her name, I think, Mrs. Judd.
Yeah.
She was like, all you kids are eating ass. It's like, Mrs. Judd, are you fucking serious? Have you seen my ass? It's like a fucking Amazon. Nobody's putting their tongue
What are you
there.
clear cutting with your tongue?
Unless the tongue's got shears on them, nobody's going near that.
They found
So,
oil in my ass.
I just-
and
I
the
just-
execs wouldn't go there
I just want to finish this all off. All right.
with eating ass.
Just on the question, like, do you think that, like you guys like going to a Catholic school? Do you think that that religious sort of pressure affected your education in any way, or anything
Well,
like that?
Fucking took up an entire class every year.
No.
I mean, like, do you think it would have been better just to like if you guys had the choice, been to like a public school or something like that?
This is okay. This is like a two-parter
Public.
question because the question's going to come back to you because you can give us the other side.
Yeah.
So at a Catholic school, I think I would still send my kids to one just because you learn a lot about the world. Like, you learn a lot of like geography, like that whole Middle Eastern. You get a sense of history.
Yeah.
And you get what I think is most important is context, because if you have, say, the foundations in any kind of sane religion, you can evaluate other religions based on what you know by comparing and contrasting. I think that's very valuable.
That was
As a
actually
person.
one thing that I was actually kind of happy about is during a Christian ethics class, we had to do a project on world religions, not just
Oh, yeah.
Catholicism.
Who was your teacher?
Was it the girl?
I think it was a girl, yeah.
Oh, was this in?
Samara, I think it was.
Oh, okay. So this is.
It's just in French.
The French.
'cause, yeah. But basically, like, I would never even known that Sikh was a religion.
It's actually pronounced sick.
Sikh, sorry.
Is it?
Yeah, it's actually pronounced sick.
Oh, we've been doing it wrong.
Well, I mean, it's funny if you say that because Mr. Bazaar in his class, I wasn't in that class, and they were talking about Sikhism or Sikhism, whatever you want to call it. And they're like, isn't there someone, the last name, because Singh is a pretty, it's a
common-
very common, it's actually from the Hindus originally, then the Sikhs adopted it.
Yeah.
But he was like, isn't there someone who's Sikh in your guys' class? And he was referring to me. But that's my tidbit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool.
No, I was thinking
But
about that world geography. Carter and I did one, and I can't remember which religion it was. I don't remember anything about it, but we learned there was one. It was either the name of a god or something, and it was Wahaguru.
You were on my project. We did Sikh.
with Carter?
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
fuck
you,
yeah.
me, and him.
There it is.
There you go.
There you
Anyways, all I remember was there's one term called Wahaguru.
Because Ray's a fucking weeb.
As soon as you said guru, then I was like, yeah, that's.
But the name was Wahaguru, and the translation was Wondrous Destroyer of Light. And I was like, that's the most badass fucking shit.
That's a good username.
Yeah, dude. So I thought
Yeah.
that was tight.
But anyway, that's
Go
why I
Sikh.
said. So
Sick.
it goes back to you.
Going back to me, I went to public school, so we never really got any sort of like pressures on anything like that. I did take a world religions class just because I thought it'd be somewhat easy back in grade 12 or whatever. And you know, I remember going around and we went to the Catholic church, we went to the Buddhist temples and stuff like that, and like, my favorite one was we did go to a mosque. We went to a mosque and we were talking to the imam about things, and I remember the next day in class, and he goes, the teacher goes, I'm sorry about yesterday, guys. the mom that we spoke to was a little like really fanatical, like more than I would have liked and what I would have introduced you guys to. So like, you know, I'm sorry about that. And I was like, I thought, you know, he was preaching, but like I didn't care.
Yeah.
Do you
like,
remember what he
whatever.
was saying?
He was like very very much like a radical Islamist.
Really? What was he saying? That was
it was mostly about like, you know, like separating men and women and like, you know, like that kind of stuff.
This is 2010 though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jason's probably sitting there going like, oh, this is normal.
And I'm sitting
This
there
is
going,
what they do.
Okay. In the back of my mind, I'm going, I don't care. I want to get out of here. But like, you know what? I think
I'm just here so I don't
Christian,
get
what you
fined.
what you touched on is very important. If you have a basis that which you can compare, you guys can make good decisions, the decent, better decisions,
I was gonna say
than
to
blindly trying to guess at something.
that. Yeah, to say that though, like I definitely understand where you're coming from to have like a base and something to work off of. But would you trust Catholic schools as a good base, like a non-biased base?
You know, but
He
that
never
also
said it
challenges
had to be
your-
non-biased.
yeah.
You just
Okay.
have a base.
Yeah, but also it's up to your kid to also if they come home and ask questions,
Yeah.
then you can talk to them.
Did you ever?
Oh, like let's just the basic one. Like let's go through sex ed. Like you know.
Never talked to my parents.
Exactly. Same
About
here.
anything.
My parents, my dad never told me anything. It's mostly.
My mom tried to tell me something.
You shut that
Did you
up.
listen?
You're like,
Oh, God,
Mom,
no, I
put
was
a
like-
towel on.
No, I was like, Mom, I'm 17. Like, you don't need to do this.
Oh,
I've lived my life.
Mom, I'm
Thank you.
25 years old.
Mom, like,
Wait, someone's like, Mom, I'm banging my girlfriend right now.
could you shut the door, please?
But like,
My favorite story is probably like 15 16 or something like that, and I was watching a movie with my dad, specifically had Chris Rock in it. No, not Chris Rock.
The other black guy.
No, The Rock.
Oh,
Sorry.
so the other black guy.
No.
he's Samoan.
Fucking
Yeah, I know he's
Simone. Okay,
yeah, he's
sorry.
part black, but
Okay.
that
Yeah,
was my
no,
joke.
What's
that's
his
true,
first
yeah.
name?
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Fuck, Dwayne Johnson. I know that one. Anyways, it was some movie with Dwayne the Rock Johnson, and we're watching the movie, just whatever. All of a sudden, he pauses at one point where it's like Dwayne and some girl are on a canoe in like a forest or something, and he pauses it. I'm like, okay, and then he zooms in on the girl's tits, and she's just wearing a normal shirt, nothing sexual. at all.
Oh, okay.
And he just zooms in. He's like, you like that? I'm like, and I was just like.
Like, I've met your dad, and I was like, that is so like
Wait,
him.
That is very much him.
So I'm just like, what are you talking about? I was like, what? I just want to watch the movie. And he's like, zooms out.
Oh,
wait. No, he zooms out. And then he zooms in on the Rock's chest. And he's like, do you prefer that? I was like, no! That's not the point.
I'd be like, I admire it, but I mean, dude,
yeah, the dude's fucking yo.
you don't want to
but-
stick my dick between them? Not
I'm
really.
envious, but
But
sure.
I was like, oh, is that where you're going with this?
That's so. Hey, do you like this? That's
That's-
pretty funny.
I was like, I'm
I
watching
mean,
the movie, dude.
That's the only way I think of your dad ever asking that question.
But no, I think it was my dad. Where again, at some point we goes like, do we need to have the talk? I'm like, no, dude.
My dad
I'm
never
good.
gave me the talk.
My
It's
dad
funny.
didn't. I mean, like my dad doesn't speak English very well at all. So like,
The talk?
sorry.
The talk.
The talk.
No.
I mean, I think at that point in time, my comprehension of Chinese was just very, very basic. Like I had to speak to my grandfather about, you know, being able to do daily stuff, you know, about his medication whenever we went to the doctors or something like that. So like, it wasn't too comprehensive, my understanding. So like, my dad never talked to me about it. I learned honestly most of my stuff through the internet
porn.
friends, and a little bit from my older brother.
Like the movie, like Show Friends.
No.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Chandler.
What is it?
Other friends.
No,
Like
actually,
real
that
friends.
that started in the second grade. One of my friends showed up at Show and Tell with a Playboy. The teachers were
Show and Tell.
for
That's
him.
fucking hilarious.
the teachers did not like that at all.
Well, yeah.
That's fucking
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
great.
Yeah.
Show friends.
Hey,
That was great.
Oh
Hey.
no.
I mean, technically, they do have a lot of sex with one another. So
Yeah, but it's never. Like,
And if
that's
you
not
actually
a
look
rated
back
R.
on it, Jennifer Aniston is never wearing a bra.
No.
Like, ever.
sure.
And it's very cold in that studio.
Courtney Cox did the same thing.
Yeah. How do you keep an entire country of
That's how they got so many
middle-aged men
seasons.
interested in the show? That's pretty much how.
Don't
Oh,
worry,
I
bro.
thought because Joey was really funny.
Well,
I
there's
fucking
that-
hated
well,
that
I
shit.
just appreciated the plot.
Joey was so funny that they gave him a spin-off, and that
Oh,
bombed entirely.
they did. That is so funny. I totally forgot about that spinoff.
Was it actually like Joey?
It was
the kid?
Joey. It was the character
I
Joey.
think that's how the network wants to keep it. They kind of want to keep it like, Friends was a good thing. Let's pretend this Joey
Yeah,
thing didn't
they
happen.
gave him a spin-off because at the point in time he was pretty good, but like by himself, God no.
Yeah, but going back to the sex thing,
Yeah. Continue on with
it's
that.
funny. I was 17 and my dad, I remember he took me by the shoulders and he put me up against the window and goes, what did he say? He was like, "Are you doing hanky panky with your girlfriend?" And I was like, in my head, I'm like, what the fuck? And then I'm like, no, of course not. And yeah,
No,
of course
sir.
of course I was. And he was like, that's what I said to my mom, and I was lying.
So you're like, we both know the truth here then.
Yeah,
So
so
we
we
don't
never
need to have this
He also
conversation.
he never really he brought up some kind of points about like sex, but like I think twice. That was one of them. The second one was about masturbation, but I can't remember the context of it. But he said that 98% of people masturbate and the other 2% lie about it.
Yeah.
And for some reason, that's always
You're like,
That's
okay,
totally
so you
true.
know I'm doing it.
that's.
then,
Well, I
alright.
mean, you're normal if you do that. I mean,
especially dude.
You know what? Growing up, like when you're in that age range, exploring your body is probably one of the more important things to do.
Sure, let's go with that.
yeah, it happens naturally.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine being like 16 and talking about jerking off, and someone's like, "No, I've never done it." What?
You're a dirty liar.
It's like no, but someone legit is like, "No, I've never thought about it." I guess.
Okay, well, you have homework now.
Yeah. Go home.
Hey, I mean,
You know what? No. The homework would have started when he had a prostate exam at 40, when the doctor's like, you know what? Your prostate's a little iffy there. You probably want to exercise
think
a
you'd make
little
it to
bit.
40 at that point? It'd be like, you're 22. Why is your prostate the size of a watermelon?
Oh God.
Your balls are about to explode with the amount of cum.
I was gonna say with that
inside.
same person telling them like they find porn, you don't see them for weeks on end because it's like when Netflix first came out, nobody ever left their house. That's like, isn't there a Family Guy episode like where Quagmire finds
Tinder.
internet porn and doesn't leave his
No.
house?
It's not internet
Does he have,
porn.
like,
Tinder.
No,
Oh,
he
was
finds
it?
internet porn,
Yeah.
and then he like comes out of his house to get the mail, but he's like so like spaced out, and he's
Okay.
like, "Hey, Quagmire, I haven't seen you in a long time." He's like, "Yeah, I just gotta get the mail." He lifts his left arm, and it's just like ripped.
Yeah.
Because I remember when he first discovered Tinder, he becomes like Gollum from the
Yeah.
the Lord of the Rings, just swiping left and right. He's like, my precious, and he's just trying to get
Dude,
matches.
I can't stand Family Guy anymore.
No, it's
it-
same thing with
fallen
down.
same thing with
Yeah.
Simpsons. You know, all this new stuff.
Oh,
It's
dude,
just-
have you heard about that Simpsons episode where after the whole Apu thing?
Yeah, he's not supposed to appear on TV
But
anymore.
did you see what they did in the episode
No.
as a response to it?
No.
So the whole episode was Marge tries to give this book to Lisa that she enjoyed when she was a kid, and she's rereading it and realizes how racist it is. And so she starts redacting stuff and editing it and making a different story where everyone's perfect and stuff like that. And then the episode goes on and they end up coming together in the kitchen or something, and there's a picture in the background of Apu, like in a frame for some reason. And they're talking about how, you know, there's some characters, they're developed at this one point and I guess they just don't age well. And then Lisa looks at the camera and goes, yeah, maybe one day we'll do something about that, or maybe we won't. But the picture in the back with the poo says, don't have a cow.
Huh.
So that was like their big fuck you to everybody.
Nice.
Saying like,
Yeah, I mean, like Hank Azarian is a great guy, but like
But see, that's the thing. Like,
Wait, who?
the guy who voices
he
Apu.
voices, he voices.
Yeah, like he
a lot
does
of
like
characters.
Yeah.
he voices a lot of characters, and he's a great voice actor, and he's a great guy. And it's
Nothing
just,
against that guy.
I mean, at the point in time, that's the character that he was told to play. He played it well, and then everyone else just grew up and decided it was racist.
Like, I get the other side where it's like if there was like Indian American or Indian Canadian kids who were like in school and getting made fun of and getting their head dunked in the toilet and be like, oh, because you're like a poo kind of thing. And I get that part where it's like that character is hurting me and my family. Like you're making
Okay.
because the whole argument was that the only reason why Apu is funny is because of his accent. Nothing he ever says is really that funny, and his character's not that pivotal.
Well, I mean, like,
but
they-
it's just his accent. So
they
who's
did
that
they did several episodes where it focused on him and
Yeah,
you know
he's
his
actually a pretty big side character.
Yeah, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's like he's only funny because he has this kind of funny accent. So who's
Yeah.
that funny
Yeah,
for? It's
you're
funny
true.
for white people
Yeah.
and not kids who are like, oh, that's actually how my parents talk.
But it's funny. I read one article talking about that thing where it's okay. Yeah, you might have a point where it's like, yeah, the only comedy is that his accent, which yeah, fair enough. But it's funny how they're like, when you actually look at him as a character, he was a really successful person.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like,
Owned
he
his own
ran
business.
his own business. He had a whole bunch of celebrity friends. He had a family.
He had fucking
He had
8 kids.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
they're
fuck,
like,
I don't
okay,
care.
you're making fun of. It's like we're
And
stereotyping.
provided for them all on a fucking business owner, convenience stores.
It's like, man, if I could run my own business.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't even being like Indian, like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
Again,
I'm
it's
not
where-
offended by that.
Yeah, like
If it's funny, it's kind of okay. But if it just goes to that point where we're trying to be stereotypical just to be me,
Yeah,
it's
if it's
alright,
like out of ignorance, like
Well, I
Jason
mean,
was
it-
talking
yeah.
about
That's
that,
the problem,
that
like,
kimono. If like
you
someone's
grew up
going to-
here, so like no one really bullied you for being.
yeah,
Indian.
that was also helpful on my parents' part for giving me a normal first name.
yeah. Okay, what I was gonna think on that one, where it's like, okay, no one bullied you for being Indian, but say they bullied you for being Indian, but we always pick the one thing to focus on to bully. Like it's like, okay, they could bully me for a lot of things, but pick something.
Yeah,
Anime or something, okay,
Oh.
or bully Sylvan for this French side or something. Like kids will just pick something to focus on.
oh yeah,
It doesn't matter.
100%.
It's like if you're completely white and
Well,
No background.
kids will just pick one thing and pick on it. Like the one kid back in elementary school accidentally called the teacher mom, and for one time in the 6th grade, and the fucking bullies wouldn't shut up
Yeah.
about it until
grade
high
12
school.
Still
Yeah.
getting made fun of for it.
God, mom, yeah,
It's
And
the
it's
mom
like-
kid.
So yeah, the kid would go home and be like, they made fun of me for being Indian.
It's
And
that
the other
whole
kid-
it's that whole tribal mentality. It's like when
Yeah.
one kid starts, it's like there was a couple kids I remember back in elementary school who just like for some reason thought I was like super poor, which was like not really the case at all, like at all. And I'm just like, oh,
Which was
okay.
surprising. No one made fun of me for being poor, but I was super poor.
So it's just like, oh, okay. But like I remember
funny, someone got
when
that
9/11 did happen, that was an issue.
really?
Yeah, some kid said some shit to me, like him, Osama bin Laden being my grandfather or something. I'm just like, man, you know nothing. Like,
Oh, you know nothing.
like really.
Try again, buddy.
That was the
Try
only
again.
like ethnic thing that I've ever got made. It was mostly for being like short or whatever. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's about
yeah.
it.
I don't know. I can't say because I've never been in that spot, but it's just like,
Oh, I remember
What's-
some kid tried telling the teacher that I didn't like white people, and I was just like, oh, okay. Like, have you seen my mother?
boy, I'm surrounded by white people.
Yeah, pretty
Y'all are
much.
honkies.
Yeah.
Shut your cracker ass up.
Oh, I was just like, you know
Yeah,
that?
so-
Yeah.
No, I just think of it. It's just like, okay, what's the difference between someone going home and saying, oh, they made fun of me because I'm black versus, oh, they made fun of me because I'm fat. It's just like, this is another thing to be made fun of, I guess.
Yeah.
But I
Maybe
mean,
there's difference.
you and me don't really have that.
I can't
See-
talk
Yeah, you're neither
because
black
I'm-
nor fat.
Yeah.
or like anything. Like that's
No
the
one
thing.
really
like,
picked on me.
anybody
It was a problem.
can like you can come up to me and call me a cracker to my face. Like that shit just doesn't bother me. Like you'll be hard pressed to find a
It's-
white person
it's-
that bugs.
Honestly,
yeah, I
it's
don't
because like I know for all of us here, we don't fucking care what other people think of us.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
the funniest thing is like we make fun of ourselves so much that we're kind of immune to it.
But I also
It's
think like,
you're ugly, and you're like, yeah, man, hit me again. That wasn't
Thanks.
funny enough. I'm
Yeah.
so fucking ugly. You're blind.
but back to the
Suck it.
back to the cracker thing. I don't think cracker has the same kind of
No, it
Oh,
doesn't,
no,
and that's the
weight.
thing. Like,
Oh, what is it? There's like I think it was on like Fox or like one of those like news channels.
yeah,
where
where
it was
it was
like,
like,
well, it's
what's
like
worse?
is cracker just as bad as the N word? And like if you can't say the other word on live television,
that's
then
the
no,
worst one.
then no.
lost.
There you go.
So yeah, white people definitely don't have that.
Yeah, so
word
like I
against
can't
us.
relate to like any sort of like
Oh my
Like
god,
racial
I just thought of this
bullying or
meme.
anything.
Well, not just thought. I thought remember this meme. It was a grocery store banner for Cracker Barrel,
Yeah, Cracker Love.
and it says "Crackers love cheese," and it's a white girl eating a cracker and cheese.
I mean, but you're not wrong. Actually, okay,
Fuck, I love cheese.
Yeah, see, I'd be like,
I
I
saw
fucking love
that
cheese.
same thing on Reddit, but then it was explained of like why white people like cheese so much is because lactose intolerance is far more prevalent in areas that
Asians.
like Asians and like in Africa where you get like a lot of like vitamin D from the sun. In like Europe, like where you don't, there's a lot of times like where it's raining, it's cloudy all the time. You don't see the sun a whole lot. You need calcium and vitamin D from something else. So that was just what we essentially ate to like supplement our diet, where they didn't, no one else needed that. So it just sort of became a thing that like white people eat because we needed it. So our bodies adapted to eating it constantly, and no one else did. So
that'd be a thing where someone's like, "Ha, you love eating cheese." I'm like, "Fuck,
Fuck
yeah,
yeah.
dude."
fuck it, cheese
Dude,
is awesome.
I
Cheese
buy-
to craft
Cheese
dinner.
is delicious.
Dude, I buy double cream brie cheese, and I'll come home and just take a little slice and eat it as a snack. 'Cause it's so fucking
It's
good.
so good.
I love cheese.
Yeah.
God, you can't make fun of us for anything.
No, like that's the thing. Like that's why, like you and me, just we don't
Yeah.
have that.
What if we had a special episode where we had a roast?
Oh fuck!
Please,
No.
please.
You know what?
Please.
That's we should do that. Next episode, I want Dan on for sure.
How-
We are
Oh,
going
somehow
to
knew
we are
that.
we are going to live.
You
We
get
are going to
Can
do.
we get
You can get it, whatever.
We-
Get as racist as you want against white people. You
Hey.
have my permission.
Hey,
Not that
it
you
is-
really
it
want
is-
to.
These white people, but like,
Fuck! I don't care what tomorrow or next podcast. It's going to be the roast of Dan Vossen.
Oh.
Dan has no say in it.
Yeah, he has
Can we-
no say in this.
do we? I'm trying to think. Like as a group, do we make a lot of like Asian jokes against Jason?
Not a
really?
whole lot. Most of the time, I start it and then
Yeah.
everybody else jumps in.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to be racist, so I don't.
Yeah, and maybe
that's a thing.
maybe Connor will start it. That's about it.
I'm very used to Asian jokes. My dad's best friend is from Hong Kong, so they were the only two ethnic people in North Battleford in the 80s. And my dad came and talked to my class when I was in university. He came in and started talking about, I can't remember really what. I think it was just about life and stuff. And he started asking about math. And he's like, who here actually enjoys math? And then some of the Indian kids and my one Asian friend put his hand up, and my dad looks at him and goes, oh yeah, you're Asian, so of course you like math. And I'm like, I sat there, I'm like, oh my god, that's where I get my jokes. This is where I get this from. So
All right. We're gonna call it there. I want to thank everybody for joining me here on the first podcast back after a little break.
It was an extended podcast.
Yeah. Well, we got to fill in for a little bit for that break there. Next week, next podcast, the roast of Dan Vossen.
if we can get him.
Oh
Yeah.
no,
He's gonna schedule a shift now.
Hey, he said he's gonna show up. So like, you know what? We got to do it. It doesn't.
I'm gonna have to make a list of
Yeah.
things to.
All right, we're hopping on Discord.
Can
We're
we
gonna-
not tell him?
Yeah.
Let's
do it. Let's do it.
He's not gonna listen to this.
No. He doesn't. Like his family will listen to this.
His mom will be like, "Hey, Dan,
Yeah.
His mom will
Dan's
want to get on the
Dan's
podcast
family.
to roast him.
Dan's family. Don't let him know, please. We got to keep this as much as a surprise as possible.
We
Like,
should, when he walks in, throw him a pack of instant gravy. He'd be like, "What's this for?" It's like, "Buddy, we're gonna roast you."
oh. All right. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks for joining me, guys.
Thanks.
Ooh, yeah, that's gonna be fun.